the James Clear approach of not focusing too much on goals and instead focusing on systems. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems, you fall to the level of your habits. I think that's a good way to think about things, especially in something like football. The problem is, if you are in a less bounded game, in football, get the round spherical thing into the square box over there. That's really it. There are different ways that you can get there, but largely you're working on individual skills and you've got a very tightly defined goal. The reason that I like outcomes over inputs is in a much broader environment where your goals are more poorly defined. There's so many different things that you can do. You could spend your entire day labeling your inbox, but what have you achieved? How much closer have you moved yourself toward your goal? I just realized that growth without goals is kind of like having a super, super fast, well-tuned up car that you can be driving in entirely the wrong direction. That sometimes you've got your foot to the floor and you don't realize that like the tires aren't on the ground. Outcomes is ultimately what you want to do. And I think that the broader the environment that you're working in and the wider the number of routes that there are in order for you to move toward what you would call success, I do think that maybe the more focus on outcome would be better. And a more bounded game, something like a sport, maybe you would be looking at focusing on inputs a little bit more because the outcome is much more tightly defined.